Hey friends, in today's video we are creating this look, which I have to say I love it. It's very classic, clean, simple, perfect for spring, polished, and you're going to love this because everything that I have on my face today can be purchased at CVS. So you know that your budget is going to love this one. I teamed up with CVS to promote their Epic Beauty event that's happening right now. If you're enrolled in their ExtraCare program, which don't worry if you're not, I'll have all the details down below. You can earn $100 or more in extra rewards bucks now through April 12th when you shop select beauty products. So I did pick a few products from that list. They'll be linked and noted down below, but everything on my face you can find at CVS. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's go ahead and kick this off. I'm first going to start with a little skin prep. I did already put my skincare on this morning, but today I'm going to be using a new product from Milani. This is the Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. And I'm very excited to try this. I've heard great things about this product. It has a really interesting texture. Ooh, this is like very satisfying. So satisfying. It has this really interesting kind of like soft, cloudy, moussey type of texture. I'm just going to take a little bit on my hand, not too much. I'm just kind of playing with it because it feels so good. And I'm going to put a little bit of this really in the center of the face. This is where I have an issue with pores. Like my pores are more visible right here. I'm also going to put a little bit here in the forehead. It's actually cutting down the shine. Did you just see that? It just totally canceled out the shine and kind of mattified the skin. Let me take a look in a mirror. I'm just looking on my monitor. Yeah. Ooh, very nice. Okay, so this feels very lightweight. Even though it has this interesting texture and it's kind of a little thick, it actually feels very lightweight on the skin. Feels very nice. And I'm not applying a lot, you guys. I'm really kind of just applying it in the areas that are needed. I'm not applying it all over the face. And for me, that's really the center of the face. When I do wear primers, that's where I focus because that's where I tend to have an issue with my makeup either fading, wearing out throughout the day, or just where I can produce more oil throughout the day. So keep that in mind. You don't always have to apply every product everywhere. Really just focus on the areas that you need it. By the way, you guys, I'm going to have all the products that I use listed and linked in the description box as well. And everything will be available at CVS. So check out the description box. Okay, let's go ahead and move on, you guys. We are going to jump into, I'm trying to think of like what I want to do. I've got some products here that I know I love, and then I have some new products. So I'm excited to kind of test some new things, try some new things, and then share some recommendations with you. Let's go in with foundation. And I'm excited about this because I do love this foundation, but it has been a hot minute since I used this. This is the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Hydrating Tint Hyaluronic Acid Foundation. And this is a very hydrating, moisturizing foundation. It plumps the skin. I remember, I mean, gosh, it's probably been a couple years since I used this, but I remember when I discovered this, I was on like a kick for a couple of months talking and talking and talking about this product. And this is always one that I'm reminded of whenever anyone asks me for an affordable option that is great for dry skin or great for mature skin. This one always comes to the top of my mind. So such a great product. I'm excited to use it. I ordered the shade Nude 40. I can't remember if this is my shade, to be honest, but let's try it out. It comes with a doe foot wand applicator. I'm actually going to apply it to the back of my hand. You can totally apply it directly to the face, but I'm on this new kick lately where I'm trying to use the back of my hand for all products and working the products into my brush before I go to apply it. You just get a really beautiful application that way. So I'm going to use my foundation brush and I'm going to really work the product into the brush. And we are going to start in the center of the face, just kind of balancing it on the skin to build some coverage up. This color is actually perfect for me. It is, I thought it might be a little too light, but it almost completely disappears into my skin. It's almost hard to tell where I've applied it because it is so perfect. Ooh, it's nice. So the finish on this is a very like natural kind of satin finish. So not dewy, not glowy, a little bit of radiance, but very natural looking. It looks like natural skin. It does not look like, honestly, it does not look like I have makeup on. And I am going to add a little more in the center of the face and the nose. I tend to have a little pinkness there. And that's the only area that I see that I want to give some more coverage to. I always love when I rediscover products that I haven't used in a while and I'm reminded of how good they are. So good. So, so pretty. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I mean, it seriously looks just like so natural. And it's the perfect finish in my opinion because it's slightly radiant, but it's not dewy or glowy. Like I'm not concerned that it's going to look shiny throughout the day. It's gonna wear really well. Oh, it's just so good. Love, love, love. Okay, I'm excited about that, you guys. So Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint. It's a light coverage, more natural sheer to coverage. You can build it up a little bit, but you're not gonna get like a full medium or a full coverage foundation from this. But it's absolutely beautiful. You can pair it with another foundation if you want more coverage. I'm gonna go in with a new concealer, and I am excited to try this, but I do have one of my favorites as a backup just in case. I want to default to the Radiant Cream Concealer from Neutrogena, which I love. Also a very great hydrating, affordable concealer. But I saw this one. This is the Hydrating Concealer Hydra Boost from Neutrogena, and it's in a little stick. And I thought this was really interesting. So we're going to apply this. Let me go ahead and kind of warm it up on my hand first. I picked up the shade Light Medium 30, by the way. Ooh, okay. So I'm going to be honest, I'm not the hugest fan typically of stick concealers. There are a few that I have used and liked, but generally speaking, stick concealers and stick foundations can lean a little bit drier. But this one is marketed as being hydrating, so that's what piqued my interest, and it's actually very, very like creamy. I can feel it on my hand. Very creamy, hydrating. It's nicely pigmented. It does not feel dry at all. It actually feels like it has a really beautiful slip to it, and it feels pretty thin. I'm gonna go directly to the eye, though. This color is gonna work. It's a little deeper. Like, I might wanna actually go in with a brighter concealer afterwards just to brighten some areas, and I'm actually gonna apply this a little liberally because it does look like a sheer concealer, meaning not like a super full coverage concealer. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. This feels really nice, you guys. This actually feels really, really nice. Probably the most hydrating stick concealer I've ever tried. So nice. Okay, let's go ahead and blend it out and see what kind of blend we get. I'm actually going to use an eyeshadow brush to blend this out. And I'm just going to kind of tap it underneath the eye first just to get a little coverage. And then I'll kind of sweep it to blend it out. Okay, so the coverage on this is pretty light. It's definitely a lighter coverage concealer. It's very hydrating. It feels nice and creamy and hydrating. I think this would be a really nice one to touch up on the face with concealer, especially if you have dry skin and you want a little bit more coverage in certain areas. I definitely feel like I'm going to need to set it with a good powder, though, to just kind of set it in place because it is more of a hydrating concealer. And I can tell by the texture that if I don't set it with a concealer, I don't want to have any issues with it moving or settling. So keep that in mind when you're working with more hydrating, creamy products in areas where there's more texture, like underneath the eyes. Make sure you go in with the powder and set it. And I am kind of just blotting it with my finger just to absorb any excess. But this actually looks so beautiful. Do you guys see underneath the eyes? It actually built up and gave a little more coverage than I expected because it feels so thin, but the coverage is nice. It's on the lighter side to medium, very hydrating, very creamy. Very nice. I'm gonna go in and add a tiny bit of my, Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer, just a little bit, mainly for the shade in this. This is a little brighter, and I wanna add a little bit of brightness just in the inner corner, not much. So I'm gonna just work this into my eyeshadow brush, and we're gonna go and just pop this right in the inner corner, right there. This is really just to add a little brightness, not really to conceal, because the first concealer did a pretty good job. Okay, that's nice. So good. All right. Okay, so far I want to give you guys a little recap. If you have really dry skin, I really think these two products are a wonderful addition to your complexion products. The Hydro Boost Foundation, very hydrating, plumps the skin, very natural, doesn't feel or look heavy. It's not thick in consistency at all. And also this concealer. This concealer is really nice. And because it's so thin, it's really great for dry skin because dry skin, when you use a product that's too heavy or too thick, once that product sets on the skin for a bit of time, whether it's 30 minutes or a couple hours, it will look heavy and it will begin to magnify texture on dry skin. So the fact that these two are very lightweight is very, very good for dry skin. Okay, so it's time to set with powder. I picked up the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Pressed Powder. I thought I would do a whole Neutrogena complexion routine for you guys. I got the shade Light 20. I think I've used this product, but honestly, I cannot recall. So it's just almost like a first impression because I can't remember if I've used this or not. But so far, I'm really impressed with all of Neutrogena's complexion products. Okay, let's look at this powder. So this is, ooh, it's nice and lightweight. It does look very mattifying, but it has a slight light reflection quality to it. Like I can see where the light reflects and it gives a little bit of a soft, very, very soft kind of I don't want to say glow, that would be the wrong word, but I can see a soft sheen to the finish of this. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to go in and let's actually use a small little powder brush to powder underneath the eyes first because I really want to make sure that I set this concealer. And I'm gonna go and kind of take my finger to absorb any excess that kind of settled. Then we're gonna go right in underneath the eye with this powder and just really work it in and press it underneath the eye. I'm actually gonna keep the same brush and I'm just gonna kind of press right around here in the center of the face, a little bit, mattify that area, a little bit around the nose, and then I am going to take it to the forehead and do the same thing right here. I'm not going to do the entire face with this brush. I'm going to use a larger, fluffier brush to set the rest of the face. And the reason for that is because although I want to put this product all over, I don't want to pack it on all over like I just did with this brush. This brush is really designed to pick up and pack a lot of product. The rest of the face, I want to keep things lighter. So for that, I'm going to go in with, let's see, what brush are we gonna use? I'm gonna go in with this brush. It's softer and fluffier, and I'm just gonna pick up a little bit and just kind of buff it and sweep it onto the face. Oh yeah, this is nice. And then I'm just gonna go right around here to the hairline. Okay, the skin is looking good, you guys. What do we think of the skin? Drop a comment. Let me know what you think of this skin so far. It feels lightweight. I've got great coverage though, very natural finish. Powdering it definitely mattifies it, but I think it's a good balance of not looking too matte. Um, but it feels like the makeup is set and locked in. Okay, let's go ahead and move on, you guys. You know what? I feel like I need to put a little something on my lips. My lips are kind of dry. I'm going to go in with this product from Burt's Bees. This is it's like a lip balm and it's looks like a really vibrant kind of cherry color, but it's actually a little bit more sheer on the lips. Kind of sheer. You can build it up if you want more color, but I'm just going to apply a little light layer just as I go and do the rest of my makeup. It can kind of sit there, hydrate the lips, and that way by the time I get ready to lips, they'll be nice and hydrated and plump. That's nice. Okay, that's lightweight, a little bit of a shine, but not a super glossy balm at all. It's really just like a tint of color on the lips. Okay, so let's go and warm up the face. I've got this powder bronzer from Physicians Formula. I think Physicians Formula makes one of the best affordable powder bronzers. It's kind of like a warm bronzer. It doesn't have any shimmer to it. Just kind of warm up the cheeks. Sweep this on. Sweep it into the hairline a little bit. I'm going to sweep a little bit here on my chin, and then I'm going to sweep a little bit in the center of my face. This is one of those bronzer shades where if you wanted to like skip blush, this is warm enough to give kind of a little peachy look to the cheeks without blush. Perfect. Okay. Next, we're going to go in and add some color to the cheeks. And this might be like one of my favorite, I can definitely say it's one of my favorite affordable cream blushes. It's from Milani. They're the Cheek Kiss, and this is the shade 110 Nude Kiss. If you're looking for a good affordable cream blush, this one is so, so good. I want to keep the cheeks kind of light. So I'm going to just pick up a little bit. I'm going to use a little bit more of a fluffier brush, and we're just going to kind of sweep it onto the cheek. This product is buildable, meaning you can get a very light wash of color like I'm doing now, or if you really want to pack it on, you can pack it on, but it gives you that versatility. I really prefer blushes that are more sheer in pigment, but give you the option to build than a blush that has a ton of pigment and you just have to be really careful when applying it because it's very easy to overapply. I would rather take the time and build it up than having to take extra time to fix applying too much. Okay, so complexion is done. I have to say I'm loving the way everything looks. Everything is concealed and flawless, but it feels very light. And I also think it looks really light and fresh. It doesn't look overdone or heavy, but everything is perfected. I love this. Love that look. Okay, so let's go in and do eyes. And I'm excited about eyes because I found this palette in my collection that I've had for a while, but I hadn't used it yet. The little sticker was still over the case. So this is the Milani little gilded mini palette, and this is the shade Whiskey Business. Look at these shades. They are so beautiful. They're these beautiful, warm, matte, neutral shades. I love, love this. I have a few high-end luxury palettes that resemble this, so I'm excited to use this. I am going to go in and prime the eye. I'm using the Milani eyeshadow primer, and I am going to actually okay, I'm going to use this little eyeshadow brush to apply. I was going to use my finger, but I found my favorite brush to apply liquid shadow or primer. And I'm just going to sweep this on my lid from the lashes up to the brow. I'm going to use my finger just to make sure I don't over apply. So good. Okay. All right, you guys, let's go into this palette. These shades are so, so pretty. I'm going to grab a good fluffy crease brush. And first, we're going to go ahead and take this lightest shade and the second lightest shade in here. I'm going to take these two right here. And I'm just going to kind of dust this all over the lid and then also underneath the brow, just to give a little highlight under the brow and kind of set that eyeshadow primer. Okay, then I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This little, I guess it's the fourth one over. It's kind of this warm peanut buttery matte shade. We're going to take this. We're going to take our fluffy 202 crease brush and we are going to kind of start in the outer corner and work this onto the outer half of the lid. Kind of work it over and then into the crease. So I don't want this just in the crease. I mean, I am going to lay it in the crease and blend it out, but I also want some of the shadow on the lid. I like to start more on the lid than the crease. That way I get most of the product onto the lid and less in the crease. I don't want the crease to be too dark. I'm going to take a little mini eyeshadow brush and we're going to pick up this light shade and we're going to pack this on the inner corner and the inner part of the eyelid. I'm going to keep my eye makeup very simple. I think I'm just going to use these two shades and then I'll use a darker one for liner. But I want to keep the eyes very simple today. I'm just going to pack that on. Then I'm going to take that crease brush that we had and just run it over to just seamlessly blend the two together. All right, next let's do a little liner. So I'm going to take a little smudge brush, tiny little smudge brush. We're going to go in with this dark shade right here. We're actually going to mix these two dark shades. This one's almost leans a little bit more of like a deep brown with some purple to it, like almost like eggplant. Take these two. I am going to actually spray this just with a little like hydrating setting spray. This is not like a setting spray with any alcohol in it. It's just a hydrating setting spray. And then I'm going to go in and kind of work this right in the outer corner of the lash. That's it. I don't want too much. Perfect. Okay, now let's just take a quick little look. I'm going to take my brush and then I'm going to go back in and pick up the shadow that we used on the outer corner with the same brush. And I'm just going to kind of run it on top of that liner. All that's going to do is just soften it. That's also a good little trick if you ever go too strong with your liner or it's not perfectly even or smooth. Just take the shadow, whatever shadow you used, and just run it on top. You'll still get that richness in the liner. So it's not like you're erasing or covering the liner, but you are just making the liner less obvious, right? You're still keeping that intensity at the lash line, which is really the goal of liner, but it's so beautiful. I also love this look. I think it's just so pretty. It just softens everything. I'm going in with a new favorite discovery from L'Oreal. This is the L'Oreal Paradise Big Deal Mascara. And this is a lovely mascara, and you will see exactly why. So it's very lightweight. It coats all the lashes, gives length and volume, lifts the lash. Because it's lightweight, it doesn't weigh the lashes down. It also has this smoothing technology, so it just gives really beautiful, smooth, separated lashes. I love it, and I love the brush. The brush, you can almost, like, feel your lashes, like, being combed through the little teeth on this brush. It's so good, and I love how thin it is. It's not messy. It's very easy to build up. Oh, look at that, so good. I did get a little bit on my lid. If you ever get mascara on your skin, just resist the urge to clean it right away. Let it sit for a second. Once it dries, you can just flake it off right away. Look at how much you can build this mascara and it doesn't look clumpy. It's so good. I'm gonna do a little coat on the lower lashes. I'm gonna keep my lower lashes pretty clean in terms of, I'm not gonna do any liner or shadow, but I do want you to have some definition in the lashes down there. So, so good. Okay. Okay, you guys, we are almost done. We're just gonna pop a little lip on. I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal Color Riche lipstick. This is the shade 129. And then I'm going to go in with the Revlon Glimmer Lip Oil. This is the shade Candy Hearts, just for a little shine. These are very sheer, so there's not really much color you're going to see from this at all. Even though it looks pink in the tube, it pretty much goes on completely clear. So really great lip treatment if you just want to throw something on your lips to hydrate and give some shine, or to top on top of your favorite lipstick without altering the color of your lipstick. Ah, this feels so good. I love a good lip oil. It's nice, it has a good consistency. It's not too thin, but it's not thick either. Ooh, feels so good. Nice high shine. Love that. Love, love, love. Ooh, so good. Okay, so this is the finished look. What do you guys think? I like it. It's very clean and polished. I actually like how light the lower lash line is. If you notice, there's just a little bit of a freshness to this look, and it's really because we skipped liner or shadow on the lower lashes. It makes such a difference. If I were to add a little bit of color on my lower lashes, it would completely change the look. Not that it'd be bad, it would just look very different. So I wanted something fresh and light and springish. I wanted something that was polished and pulled together, but that was just very subdued. And I feel like we achieved that with these products. So everything can be purchased at CVS. I'm going to have everything listed and linked in the description box below. When you shop, make sure that you sign up for their Extra Care program so you guys can earn those extra rewards bucks now through April 12th. All the details from the Epic Beauty promotion will be down in the description box below. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.